You're watching Metallica Mania, and 2020 has finally come to an end. And 2020 sucked, but the albums did not. I can say the albums did not suck. There were some phenomenal releases in 2020, and I'd like to go through them with you guys if you want. I have 40 of them. This is part number one, or yeah, this is the first part. It goes to part four. Starting off with part one is two honorable mentions. Um, so these two albums I really did like, but they were the odd ones out. Talking about Amberian Dawn, which was one I said that would be on the list, definitely. But that's before I knew I'd have 50 so-called perfect ones that I discovered that some of them weren't. And Unleash the Archers. And this is my notes for this, because, well, 40 fucking albums, I'm not going to be able to memorize half the shit that I listen to, because 40 albums takes weeks to do, so I have notes. I'm really not going to read the notes out of this band. Probably not going to read the bands out here, just to know that some stuff was inconsistent about this one a little bit, and I still like this one. I still think it's like perfect, but then this one was perfect, but I couldn't really. It was the weakest one of the perfects. So yeah, starting out with number 40, or my number 40, Anaal, Nothreck. Don't even know how to say it because, well, never discovered these guys before this year, and they're really popular. Should have. They have an original sound. Like I said before, grindcore, black metal, and death metal. I'm thinking grind, death, and black metal blend. Fucking killer all the way through. Good. They have clean parts in here. That's pretty good. So yeah. The album art on the front was not the original artwork. The original artwork was pretty obscene, and they couldn't really put that album art on here. Punishing, cold, and chaotic. It is if you mixed Carcass with Mayhem. Like that's what I think of it. They have interesting blast beat riffs. That's another thing I've irked on a lot of stuff is a lot of bands will have really boring blast beats. They were bold sharing their song meanings in the booklet but good to clear up misconceptions because, well, people will put connections to music that really doesn't fit, and that's not what the artist intended, but music fits what they want to fit at the time, the listener. So it was really good of them to put the song meanings in this copy. So let's say if some kid does something and says it's because of this, they don't get in trouble for it, or they don't really have themselves to blame for it. Number 39 is a core album. I told you guys I liked core. Did I put the note in here? I don't think so. Oh, great. August Burns Red with Guardians. This band I discovered this year. It was a weird one to come across. I discovered them by a live show with Killswitch Engage, my only live show of 2020, and it was fucking good. I was in the mosh pit half the time at this. I really didn't even pay attention to this band when they were live because I didn't know them, and I was moshing during the. I think they played Defender. Defender is my favorite one on here. The vocals, the guitar, the vocals are a little bit like in the background. That's my only gripe about this album, but yeah, it's killer mostly all the way through. It's got good riffs. It's good put together metalcore. Next is number 38. This is a very obscure band, a death metal band that Trevor from how I knew about them was from Trevor from Black Dahlia Murder. Spoiler alert. And yeah, the band's called Live Burial with Unending Futility. It's their second record. Never listened to their first album, but they have some cool, interesting hooks in this album. There's low production quality, but it kind of fits. They have an original sound that's a big hitter here. The vocals are really fucking nasty, like I put on here. And sorry for if anybody of the Christian faith is watching here, because I do have a Christian band on here. So sorry about that. Sorry about the dropping the F-bombs. Crazy solos. I do really bad note taking. Cemetery Fog is probably my favorite on here. So yeah, this is this band. Check these guys out. They have a phenomenal album for this year. Yeah, I discovered them through the Black Dahlia Murder of all bands. Next one is Well of Night, which is a Ohio band. Ohio Boys for Life. Okay, Ohio Boys for Life. Well of Night, the lower planes of self-abstraction. Very melodic. Executed their genre really well. I think it's either a melodic or atmospheric black metal band. They really do the genre justice here. Interesting riffs, which is a huge thing with black metal. It has to be interesting because you can't just have some guys just sitting there just doing this over and over and over and over and over, just keeping the same rhythm the whole fucking time. There's no point in it. So, yeah, these guys actually do a good job with keeping the excitement level up and still keeping the overall feel of doom and gloom to it. So, yeah, great there. So check that album out if you haven't checked that one out. Next one, Bleed from Within. Fracture. I think this is a metalcore album. Not too sure. I think it's a whole bunch of mixed different genres. But hard hitting immediately. As soon as you get into the album, it'll be hard hitting. It has a good variety to it and good screams and heavy parts. That's all I had on my notes because, well, I'm a horrible note taker and I thought I'd remember half of the album. But nope. Gotta write everything down because I forget everything. Let's go into this. And the ones I have copies of, I could probably think of what I heard before. Next one is another metalcore album, The Ghost Inside, with their self-title. Cool band that I discovered this year, of course. I discover a lot of bands doing these album reviews. I really do like doing these. It might get a little bit bad with me in college because I do think I'm going to college, but then I gotta worry about doing this and everything. I might put this to the back end and might do just a little bit of, oh, this is the recap. These are the best albums of this year that I listened to. Great opening. Good vocals and breakdowns. Of course, you gotta have the breakdowns. Defender had a good breakdown on August Burns Red, by the way. Clean vocals, good. Needs more, but great. How it is. Definitely, this album needs more clean vocal to it. There's definitely some songs without clean vocals at all, and it kind of like messes with the variety. But it's perfect how it is right now. But it would probably get a lot higher if there was a lot more clean vocals to it. Next is number 34 with Nagelfar. Seroth, or however you say it. They are a black metal band. It's evil and fast starting out. Of course, the album is evil and fast. Opening song is fantastic. Another good thing that I like to hear is a good opening song. Seroth, the title track, is the best is a good opening song to this album. Sets up a good atmosphere. Another good thing for this album. If it's atmospheric, if it's supposed to be atmospheric, it has to set it up with. It has to set it up. Dark and depressing, of course, what black metal needs. And good hooks. That's another thing I look for. The hooks. There's black metal that just sits there and does this the whole time. It has no interchangeably fast hooks that goes like that on the guitar. I like that stuff. I really do like the intricate hooks and weird sounds that they sometimes put in their albums. Definitely a great album to check out. Definitely like this one from this year. Another black metal album. Here we go with one that I thought would be a lot higher, but is not, and I'm kind of disappointed that it is not, but still good. Testament. I put it low. Of course, I listened to about 500 albums this year, so it's not fucking low. It is not fucking low at all. 33, Testament, Titans of Creation. Let's go over the notes for this album. I might have wrote good one. Guitar tone and production is fantastic. Children of the Next Level. Fucking fantastic start to an album. Fantastic. Love it. Love that start to an album. World War III, on the other hand, is probably the weakest one on this album, in my taste. City of Angels is probably my favorite one on here. I think it's in drop D tuning. Like to see thrash metal bands experiment with drop D. As you would know, Sodom did their concept album in the Vietnam War in 2003 it was in drop D. I'm pretty sure that's what it was in. Oh, correct me if I'm not. And last song has black metal elements. This is weird. There is a few songs on this album that have black metal to them. Never thought to. And there's my cat. Love it. My cat just fucking threw up in the background. God damn it. I want to avoid that. Really do want to avoid that. So that's Testament's album. Pretty good. Had a pretty good feel to it. Oh no, not. We're gonna go to 32 with Volcandra, Into the Azure. Melodic black metal. Good, I wrote that down because I didn't. Good riffs and solos. Heavy when it needs it. Overall, a good debut. And that's all I had written down. Summarized it. Should have wrote more down. Just overall, just know it. It's good. Has a good melodic black metal feel to it. It's not boring. And 31, or the last one for this video, is one that I thought would be higher again, but it is down here, which is Warbringer with Weapons of Tomorrow, with my notes in the front of it because, well, it's one of the best thrash albums of 2020. There's some thrash that's a lot higher than this, but yeah, it has some black metal elements. Another thrash band that did black metal to their music too. Brutal, heavy, and in your face. Outer Reaches is definitely my favorite. Pretty sure that there's a breakdown in that song. A thrash breakdown? What the fuck, guys? What the fuck? And Glorious End. I'm going to talk about that track. Thinking that track is one of the most amazing, one of the most sad and amazing aspects to that song. It's about World War One. That's the feeling I get to it. They talk about how, as a warrior, you're making your ancestors proud and everything, and then, well, you die by gas, which is not a proud way this is not a way that a soldier is made to die. That was a major, oh shit moment in this album that kind of made me think. That just made me reflect. It just left me with a blank feeling of what the fuck is that supposed to mean? But I knew what it was supposed to mean. It's just a weird feeling that it gave me. It was so out of the blue and just weird. Yep, that's part 1. Part 2 is coming up next. I'm trying to upload these all in one day. Probably not going to happen. I'm recording late at night, and I'm going to probably upload them during the day. So, yeah, it'll go in order of when I recorded these. So, I'll see you in the next